First contact consequences. The UES Valiant cut through the darkness of space, its hull gleaming under the light of distant stars. Commander Eliza Reeves stood on the bridge, her hands clasped behind her back as she surveyed the expanse before her. The Valiant was humanity's newest deep space vessel, equipped with technology that would have seemed impossible just a decade ago. "Commander, we're receiving a distress signal from Outpost Sigma-7," Lieutenant Chen reported, his fingers dancing across the holographic display. "It's fragmented, but they're reporting an attack by unknown vessels." Reeves frowned. Sigma-7 was a research outpost on the edge of explored space, staffed by scientists studying anomalous radiation patterns. There shouldn't be any hostile forces in this sector. "Set course for Sigma-7, maximum speed," she ordered. "Alert all combat personnel and prepare defensive systems." The Valiant's quantum engines hummed to life, propelling the vessel through space at speeds that would have torn apart ships from earlier generations. As they approached Sigma-7, the sensors detected multiple unknown vessels surrounding the outpost. "Magnify," Reeves commanded, and the main screen showed sleek, obsidian vessels with peculiar organic-looking protrusions. They were unlike anything in human records. "They're not responding to standard hailing frequencies," Communications Officer Torres reported. "I'm trying all known protocols." Reeves studied the alien ships. Their formation suggested intelligence and coordination. "How's the outpost?" "Life signs detected, but they're faint," Chen replied. "The station's defenses are offline, and their hull integrity is compromised." "Launch rescue shuttles," Reeves ordered, "and bring us between those vessels and the outpost." As the Valiant moved into position, the alien ships adjusted their formation, clearly reacting to the human vessel's presence. One of the ships detached from the group and approached. "They're scanning us," Security Chief Garcia announced. "Our countermeasures are active, but their technology is unusual. It's like they're using some form of quantum resonance I've never seen before." The alien ship suddenly emitted a pulse of energy that washed over the Valiant. The lights flickered momentarily before the backup systems engaged. "What was that?" Reeves demanded. "Some sort of scanning technology," Chief Engineer Patul replied over the comm. "It temporarily disrupted our secondary systems, but the quantum shielding held." "They were testing our defenses, Commander." Reeves nodded. "Let's show them we're not defenseless. Activate perimeter warning grid, but hold weapons in reserve." The Valiant's external defense grid hummed to life, projecting a visible mesh of energy around the ship. It was primarily designed as a deterrent, a show of force without direct aggression. "We're receiving a transmission," Torres announced. "It's not on any standard frequency. The universal translator is struggling." A series of clicks and whistles filled the bridge, gradually resolving into broken speech as the translator adapted. "Territory claimed. Organics must submit to examination. Open a channel," Reeves ordered. "This is Commander Eliza Reeves of the United Earth Ship Valiant. You have attacked a peaceful research outpost. Withdraw your vessels immediately, or we will be forced to defend ourselves and our people." The response came faster this time, the translator working more efficiently. "Humans, new species, unregistered. Submit to Krell Authority for classification." Reeves exchanged glances with her first officer, Commander Jackson. "I don't think they understand diplomatic protocol," Jackson murmured. "Apparently not," Reeves replied before addressing the aliens again. "We do not submit to external authority. We are willing to establish peaceful relations, but we will protect our outposts and citizens." The alien ships began to move, forming a pattern that surrounded the Valiant. "They're charging weapons," Garcia reported tensely. Reeves remained calm. "Defensive posture. Activate all shields. Prepare countermeasures but do not fire unless I give the order." The first alien shot came as a lance of purple energy that struck the Valiant's shields. The barrier absorbed the impact, dissipating the energy harmlessly. "Shields holding at 98%, Garcia reported. "Their weapons are powerful, but nothing our systems can't handle. The aliens fired again, this time a coordinated barrage from 3 vessels. The Valiant shuddered slightly, but remained intact. "They're probing for weaknesses," Jackson observed. "And they won't find any," Reeves replied. "Tactical, activate demonstration protocol Alpha." Garcia nodded and entered a sequence. The Valiant's outer hull began to glow with a blue light as the ship's advanced defense system activated. When the next alien barrage came, the shields didn't just absorb the energy. They redirected it, sending it harmlessly into space away from both vessels. The alien ships paused their attack, seemingly confused by this technology. "They're communicating with each other," Torres reported, monitoring their transmissions. "Lots of chatter." "Now," Reeves said, "let's show them what happens if they continue this aggression. Target the lead vessel's propulsion system. Precision strike only." The Valiant's main weapon system, a focused quantum beam, activated. A nearly invisible beam of concentrated energy shot forth, slicing through space and striking the lead alien vessel's engine section with surgical precision. The alien ship listed to one side, its propulsion clearly damaged, but the vessel otherwise intact. "Direct hit," Garcia confirmed. "Their propulsion is offline, but life support and other systems remain functional." The alien communication suddenly increased in volume and intensity. "They're surprised," Torres translated, listening to the chatter. "I'm picking up what sounds like alarm. They didn't expect us to have this level of precision." The remaining alien vessels began to retreat, moving away from both the Valiant and the damaged lead ship. "They're abandoning their damaged vessel," Jackson noted with surprise. "Not what I expected," Reeves admitted. "Torres, can you get a clear channel to their damaged ship?" After a moment, Torres nodded. "Channel open, Commander." "This is Commander Reeves. Your fleet has abandoned you. We could destroy your vessel, but that is not our way. We will provide assistance with repairs if you cease hostilities and communicate peacefully." There was a long pause before the response came. "Krell do not understand. Enemies destroy. Why humans help?" "Because we believe understanding is better than destruction," Reeves replied. "We can learn from each other instead of fighting." Another pause. "Krell will communicate." New concept to consider. As the rescue shuttles returned from Sigma-7 with the surviving researchers, the Valiant maintained position near the damaged Krell vessel. The alien ship eventually powered down its remaining weapons systems in what appeared to be a gesture of truce. "Commander," Torres called out, "I'm receiving transmissions from deep space. It appears the retreating Krell vessels are calling for reinforcements." Reeves nodded, unsurprised. "I expected as much, but we've bought ourselves some time. Let's make the most of it." She turned to her crew. "Begin full analysis of their technology and communication patterns. If they return in force, I want to be prepared." As the Valiant's crew worked to understand their new adversaries, none of them realized they were being observed by another presence entirely, one that had been watching the encounter with great interest from the shadows of a nearby asteroid field. Deep in the void, a Vox observer vessel recorded everything, its crystalline structure rendering it nearly invisible to both human and Krell sensors. Inside, the Vox overseer transmitted its findings back to the collective. The humans display unexpected capabilities. Modification to the primary strategy is recommended. The Krell reaction was as anticipated. Aggressive, then retreat. Phase 1 is complete. The unexpected alliance. 3 days after the initial encounter, Commander Reeves stood in the Valiant's conference room, reviewing the data they'd gathered from the damaged Krell vessel. The alien ship had accepted minimal assistance, just enough to restore life support and communication systems, but had refused more extensive help, a decision Reeves respected as a matter of pride. "Their technology is fascinating," Chief Engineer Paddle explained, displaying holographic schematics. "They use a form of biological-mechanical integration we've never seen before. Their ships are partially grown rather than built. And their social structure. Reeves asked, turning to anthropologist Dr. Maya Santos. Hierarchical and rigid, Santos replied. The Krell appear to function almost like a hive, but with distinct individual consciousness. They're not a true hive mind, but they value collective action over individual initiative. That's likely why they retreated when their tactics failed. They needed new instructions from their leadership. Lieutenant Chen interrupted the briefing. Commander, long-range sensors are detecting multiple vessels approaching at high speed. Krell signatures, at least 30 ships, much larger than the ones we encountered before. Reeves straightened. Yellow alert. All personnel to stations. How long until they arrive? Approximately 2 hours at their current speed, Chen reported. Open a channel to the damaged Krell vessel, Reeves ordered. When the connection was established, she addressed the alien captain directly. Krell vessel, we have detected a large fleet approaching. Are they coming with peaceful intentions? The response was clearer now. Their communication systems better aligned. Fleet comes to assess. To decide. Humans are. Unknown factor. Dangerous or valuable. Krell hierarchy will determine. I understand, Reeves replied. We hope for peaceful resolution, but we will defend ourselves if necessary. As the communication ended, First Officer Jackson approached. Commander, there's something else. Our deep space arrays have detected another signature hiding in the asteroid field. It's well cloaked, but definitely artificial. Reeves frowned. A third party. Interesting timing. Keep monitoring it, but don't make any obvious moves. If someone's watching, let them think we're unaware. As the Krell fleet approached, the Valiant maintained its position, neither retreating nor making aggressive moves. The damaged Krell vessel had gone silent, presumably communicating with the approaching fleet. They're deploying into attack formation, Garcia reported as the Krell fleet emerged from faster-than-light travel. The ships arranged themselves in a spherical pattern around the Valiant, completely encircling the human vessel. Hold position, Reeves ordered calmly. All defensive systems active, but do not target weapons. Let's see what they do first. A transmission came through from the largest Krell ship at the center of the formation. A different voice spoke, deeper and more resonant than before. I am High Commander Vrek of the Krell hierarchy. You have damaged one of our scout vessels and interfered with our exploration. Explain your presence in this sector. Reeves stepped forward. High Commander, your vessels attacked a peaceful human outpost without provocation. We responded to protect our people. Despite your aggression, we offered assistance to your damaged vessel rather than destroying it. There was a pause before Vrek responded. This is not consistent with our scout commander's report. Investigation is required. Before Reeves could respond, multiple alarms sounded on the bridge. Commander, Chen called out. The signature in the asteroid field is moving, and it's massive, much larger than we initially detected. A crystalline vessel emerged from the asteroid field, its surface refracting light in ways that made it difficult to focus on. It was enormous, easily 3 times the size of the Valiant. The Krell fleet is reacting, Garcia reported. They're redirecting weapons toward the new arrival. New transmission coming in, Torres announced, from the crystalline vessel. A melodic, almost musical voice filled the bridge. Humans of Earth, Krell of the hierarchy. We are the Vox Collective. We have observed your interaction with interest. Such aggression is unfortunate but expected. Vox vessels detected near our colony worlds. Vrek transmitted suddenly. You have been encroaching on Krell space for cycles. As you have encroached on human space, the Vox replied smoothly. We merely observe and record. The natural aggression of organic species is valuable data. Reeves's eyes narrowed. Torres analyzed their communication patterns. Compare the Vox language structure with the distress signal from Sigma-7 before the attack. Torres worked quickly, her eyes widening as results appeared. Commander, there's an 87% match in subspace frequency modulation. The distress signal, It may have been manufactured to lure us here. Reeves turned to address both alien vessels. High Commander Vrek, I believe we may have been manipulated. The attack on our outpost and your scouts' aggression, both may have been orchestrated by the Vox. The Krell commander was silent for a moment. Explain your reasoning, human. Our communications officer has detected similarities between the distress signal that brought us here and the Vox transmission patterns. Additionally, Reeves nodded to Torres, who brought up more data. The energy signature from the initial scanning pulse your scouts used matches Vox technology more closely than what we've observed from your other systems. The Vox vessel began to move, positioning itself for a clear path out of the system. They're powering weapons, Garcia shouted. Massive energy buildup. All shields to maximum, Reeves ordered. Evasive pattern Delta. The Vox vessel fired, not at the Valiant but at the Krell flagship. The energy beam struck with devastating effect, slicing through the Krell's biological armor. The Vox are targeting the Krell flagship, Chen reported. They appear to be ignoring us for now. Reeves made a split-second decision. Target the Vox vessel's weapon emitters, precision strikes only, and open a channel to High Commander Vrek. As the Valiant's quantum beams lanced out at the Vox ship, Reeves addressed the Krell commander. High Commander, I propose an immediate truce between our forces to deal with the common threat. We can resolve our differences afterward. The Krell fleet was already returning fire against the Vox, but with limited effect against the crystalline hull. Temporary alliance. Accepted, Vrek replied, his voice strained. Krell weapons ineffective against Vox shielding. We've analyzed their hull structure, Reeves replied. Their crystalline matrix has a resonance frequency. If we combine our weapons fire at precisely the right frequency, we might be able to shatter sections of it. The Vox vessel fired again, destroying two smaller Krell ships before turning its attention to the Valiant. A beam of energy struck the human ship, causing it to shudder violently. Shields at 62%, Garcia reported. One more hit like that, and we're in trouble. Transmitting resonance frequency data to the Krell flagship, Torres announced. Reeves addressed the Krell commander once more. High Commander, synchronize your fleet's weapons to this frequency and target the coordinates we're sending now. Fire on my mark. The Valiant maneuvered into position, the remaining Krell vessels adjusting their formation to support the human ship rather than surround it. Target locked, Garcia confirmed. All Krell vessels report ready, Torres added. Fire, Reeves commanded. The Valiant's main quantum beam struck the Vox vessel at the exact same moment as dozens of Krell energy weapons. The combined assault, calibrated to the specific resonance frequency, caused the crystalline hull to vibrate catastrophically. Fissures appeared across the surface of the Vox ship, spreading rapidly as the structure began to fail. It's working, Chen exclaimed. Their hull integrity is collapsing. The Vox vessel attempted to retreat, but the damage was too severe. With a silent flash of light, the massive crystalline ship shattered into thousands of fragments, dispersing harmlessly into space. Silence fell over the bridge of the Valiant as the crew processed what had just happened. Open a channel to High Commander Vrek, Reeves ordered quietly. The Krell commander's voice came through, sounding different now, perhaps respectful. Human Commander, the Vox threat is eliminated, with your assistance. This was unexpected. As was your willingness to trust us, Reeves replied. Perhaps there is more to learn about each other than either of us realized. The Vox have been manipulating species against each other for generations, Vrek explained. We believe humans were their allies. This was incorrect. Reeves smiled slightly. Incorrect assumptions seem to be a universal constant, High Commander. I propose we start again, this time with dialogue instead of weapons. The Krell fleet had reorganized, no longer in an attack pattern, but in a ceremonial formation that Reeves recognized from the data they had gathered. A gesture of respect. The Krell hierarchy acknowledges the capability and honor of humanity, Vrek declared formally. We will withdraw our forces from human space and propose formal diplomatic relations. As the Krell fleet prepared to depart, Reeves turned to her crew. Well done, everyone. First contact situations are never in the manual. Do you think they'll actually follow through with diplomatic relations? Jackson asked quietly. Reeves watched the Krell ships moving away, their formation now protective rather than threatening. I think they will. Nothing builds trust quite like fighting a common enemy together. She smiled. Besides, they've seen what one human ship can do. Imagine what they think the rest of our fleet might be capable of. In the days that followed, as the Valiant assisted with repairs to Outpost Sigma 7, communication with the Krell continued. Their initial aggression had given way to cautious respect, and preliminary diplomatic protocols were established. Unknown to both species, fragments of Vox technology recovered from the battlefield would later reveal a systematic campaign to pit emerging spacefaring civilizations against each other, a strategy the Vox had employed successfully for millennia, until they encountered humans and Krell together. As Commander Reeves recorded her final log entry before the Valiant departed for Earth, she reflected on the unexpected outcome. First contact is never simple, but perhaps the true measure of intelligence isn't technological advancement, but the ability to recognize when cooperation is wiser than conflict. Today, both humans and Krell passed that test. What began as a battle has become the foundation for something far more valuable: understanding.